Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. So next on the docket, a film that I really enjoy, I really liked, and I was very surprised by. And that's what you get when you watch films from the Criterion Collection.
Wait, which one is it?
Il Sorpasso.
Oh, yeah.
Il Sorpasso is a magnificent little picture. I don't even say it's little. I would just say, like, for an Italian post-neorealist film, I mean, it is a neorealist film, but it's a little different than the usual sort of Fellini, Michelangelo Antonioni wave, Robert Rossellini type beat. Il Sorpasso, directed by Dino Risi with Jean-Louis Trintignant and Bruno Bruno. It's basically about a guy who's really reserved, studious, and doesn't really like to go out and enjoy life. Probably thinking about his whole life, like ahead of him and everything, like planning for the future, being a lawyer, or studying to be a lawyer, something like that.
Yeah, he's studying, yeah.
This guy comes in who is the exact opposite. He meets him in his apartment, but how does he reel him in?
I think he says, "Can I borrow your phone?" He's able to go up and use the studious one's phone. He says, "Oh, the person didn't pick up. Are you hungry? Come on, let's go out and get some food."
Yeah, so it's a road movie, and this guy who's like the fun, spirited guy who's also reckless brings this guy out on a road trip movie, and we spend a day with them going through all these like cities in Italy, like outside of Rome, basically.
Yeah. And for the majority of it, the studious one, Jean-Louis Trintignant, is trying to get away from him. He's trying to strategize how he can come up with an excuse to go back home, keep studying, It just keeps dragging on. He can never get home. The more the picture goes on, the more they grow to kind of respect and like one another in their differences. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, and you grow and you learn about the characters.
Mm-hmm.
You learn about this guy
who's
like a crazy partier guy, and like his backstory and his wife and his kid and all of that through the story. And they like crash all these parties and stuff, and it's so cool how it's set up, and it's like a fun hangout movie too.
But also it's a movie that has a lot of heart to it. It has a lesson to teach you about taking life and making what you want of it. The goal, I understood, is like you're kind of supposed to find an approach to life in between the two men. One's a little too studious, one's a little too uptight, and the other one is a little too breezy and non-committal.
And he's also an asshole.
Yeah, he's also an asshole. You're supposed to kind of find like a fine line in between the two characters of how to approach life in a way that you make the most of it. And I thought it was a really cool message. It plays really well. I love Italian cinema. Maybe one of the best Italian movies I've seen,
Yeah, definitely one of the best Italian neorealism films, and it is a classic in Italy too. Like people actually know about it in Italy. Like if you talk to like regular folk out there, they're like when they talk about like classic Italian cinema, they're like, I've been recommended Il Sorpasso. And people have like talked about it, like, oh yeah, Il Sorpasso. They know about it. A lot of Italian directors that I bring up, or movies that I bring up to Italians, like they don't know it because I think they're just popular in America or something.
Like who? Like Fellini stuff.
No, they know who Federico Fellini is. They do know who Antonioni is. They know Bernardo Bertolucci and shit. And they know like Dario Argento. But like they don't know like Lucio Fulci and like Mario Bava. If I like name drop them, they won't like recognize it. And they know like Sergio Leone, but they don't know Sergio Corbucci.
Yeah, that's true. Damn, there's so many good filmmakers from Italy.
Oh yeah, it's like my favorite country for movies.
Yeah. I love Italy. I love
Dude, that's my favorite country for movies, I swear to God.
Really?
I mean, it might be.
Yeah, that makes me happy, dude, because it's definitely one of my favorites. Dude, I'm a huge Fellini fan.
Dude, that's a good topic for a video. No, Il Sorpasso is definitely up there. I would really recommend it. It is a road movie, and I'm not like super big fan of road movies typically. I'm not like opposed to them. It's not like I don't like them. But they can be surprising. Like this one, Il Sorpasso, is a great road movie, and it's fun to watch, even though it's in black and white. It has subtitles. It came out in 1963, 64.
It was black and white. Are you sure?
Il Sorpasso?
Yeah.
Yeah, Il Sorpasso is in black and white.
I know, just like it's hard for me to remember because like I think back on it and I'm like,
damn.
I remember when the daughter put on a wig. I'm like, okay, you can see like the change in her hair color, but it's because it's a black wig. Like it's just hard for me to remember those things.
That surprised me, and then The Hit surprised me by Stephen Frears with John Hurt and
as a road movie. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of like La Strada. In a way. just the way there's these two characters, they're kind of at odds, that by the end, they kind of grow this admiration for one another. In this movie, I love how Bruno is an asshole, the one that's kind of more of like, non-committal and kind of like an idiot. But he's trying to nurture this love and fascination for life out of this other guy this whole time. He's very patient with him, kind of like brotherly towards him. He doesn't really want anything from the other guy. You can see how he is kind of sleazy and borrows money from people, and it's like, oh, he owes him this, he owes him that. But he's never trying to do that maliciously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is really trying to nurture this guy and take care of him, and I thought that was really sweet, where it was kind of this love for this stranger that you don't normally see.
He was trying to get him to enjoy his life, and that's what the movie's about, is like trying to actually enjoy your life, not be so stressed out or whatever, and we're not going to spoil the ending. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but it's one of the greatest endings I've ever seen in a movie. This has one of the greatest endings, and why what makes the movie so great is partially because of a big part is actually the ending, because it really floored me.
Yeah, right after that ending happened, I was like, damn. But it made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense in a kind of a story beat, just to cap off everything.
Dude,
it really leaves the audience with a clear message and a clear thing to take from it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that whole part in the end is so it's actually kind of tense to watch.
Yeah.
No, there's some surprises in this movie, especially the driving and stuff in it. When he's they're all driving crazy during the movie and stuff, and you're kind of like, oh my god, this guy's crazy, and imagine being a passenger to that and being like, oh shit, And then he learns to enjoy it, the stuff. By the end, he's trying to enjoy it, and the ending is one of the best endings I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's tragic, but it's really good. I recommend it.
I'm a big fan of Jean-Louis Trintignant.
Yeah, you are.
Z,
that's a movie everyone should see. That's a underrated movie.
We gotta rewatch that.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta watch that with Jake. The Great Silence, Sergio Corbucci. He's also in 3 Colors Red, dude.
He
gotta
is?
watch, yeah.
Okay, I'm excited for that.
The Conformist, directed by Bernardo Bertolucci. There's some other shit I can't think of. I mean, I saw him in a giallo called So Sweet, So Perverse, which was alright. I'm just a fan. He's up there with Alain Delon for me.
Yeah, he's one of those kind of boyish looking men. That's kind of the silent type. Can carry himself in a lot of different roles.
He doesn't say, he's very quiet.
Yeah,
that's the role he plays. But I feel that because I'm a really quiet person, chilled out, discreet, nondescript guy, but also handsome.
Also boyish looking and short and smell like baguettes. Il Sorpasso, great movie. Il
Sorpasso is great. Go watch it. Even though it's in black and white, it has subtitles, but people don't want to watch it because people don't want to watch it because they have subtitles if they read them, and it's black and white, so I think it's boring. But anyway, peace. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta.